I want to start by saying these are just my observations on society. They're not attacking anybody personally. Was going through the stats on women today. So like in history, you know, a woman knew it was her role to serve her husband. But if you ask the average wife today, do you submit and serve your man? I would argue more would say no than yes. So no serving. Now this is your average chick right there, okay? Then I know I've gone through a lot of these before. The 1 in 3 has an STD. 1 in 3 has an abortion. 1 out of 25 under the age of 35 is on OnlyFans. Average wife is about 30. You know, the average number of sexual partners is really disputed. I would guess, unfortunately, it's around 20 to 30, maybe more. And on top of that, the average woman is overweight. 70% of us are fatties. And on top of that, you know, the average chick I would say isn't feminine, because honestly, I'm not the most feminine individual in the world. I'm a bit of a tomboy. I've always been that way. And I meet a lot of chicks often where I'm like, you act like a dude. So if I think that as a tomboy, like, where does that... And by the way, only 5% of us are virgins on our wedding day. Okay? So women are supposed to bring youth, and we're not bringing that. We're supposed to bring purity, and we're not bringing that. And we're supposed to like want to be wives and mothers. And I would argue that most women haven't really spent a lot of time with kids. We're not raised to be wives because we have a whole generation of wives that worked. And I've gotten this complaint from a lot of church guys that they're frustrated because church makes the wives worse, not better. Or they're not submissive. The women are still very controlling of the guy. So, or, you know, because of social media, the women get bored and leave. And, you know, this probably is offensive to women, but when you think about it, and I look at us as a group, we are really easy to propagate. So women, we're just kind of herd mentality. We kind of go with what everyone else is doing. It's the same reason we follow fashion trends. It's the same reason we follow, you know, they'll get us to wear the stupidest fashion trends. Unless social media is banned in those countries, most of those women are still going to get infiltrated by this toxic Western culture. We really do have a crisis of femininity because we don't offer, you know, what our grandmothers offered. Most of us don't respect the average guy. I just don't know why women would change if we have no incentive to. And I hate to break it to you guys, but when women are left to our own devices for whatever reason, we're just not really good people. You know, when women make money, our answer is, I don't need a man. Where when men make money, they're more married. When women get into legal systems, we pass policies that really discriminate against fathers. And, you know, when we're able to leave families, we just tend to. And I don't say this that I'm happy about it, but I just don't see any indication that this is going to change. Especially with the next generation of women being more and more liberal. So, you know, that's my coffee thought this morning. Whenever we take over an industry, we just like ruin it. It's so sad. We'll like base everything off our feelings. Why does every chick I know have a crazy ex-boyfriend? And then I would research them, or these female business owners, and I would research them. I'd be like, okay, thank you. These smarty pants female business owners. Oh my God. All of them, their husbands did most of the work. every time a chick would like take over, they would just like run it into the ground. And then I started researching it more, and I found out that in the 80s, and in the last 100 years, women have really taken over education. And do you know what happened when we took over education? Everyone got dumber. Everybody, IQ. Okay, this was the worst part. This was the funniest part. 2 women, now they have a teacher and a teacher's aide. 2 women cannot teach the way 1 man used to teach. And the men used to have better outcomes. So I'm like, okay, can we... In history, like, women have brought value. And usually it's through children, but we're not having children. And I was like, oh shit. Wow. I was like, we're supposed to have 3 kids each to like replace the population. That's like, okay, ladies, you have 1 job. Have enough children to replace the population. And we're like, oh no, guys, that's too hard. We can't do that.